filmspecific.com, back with another video on business plans. And today I want to talk about searching for reliable sales estimates for your film, since by far that was the most popular comment and question I had on the last video I did, the 5 biggest mistakes filmmakers make with their business plans. So let's dive right in. I'm going to give you 4 tips today on where you can look to find reliable sales estimates for your film. Number 1 is the bumper issues of the trades at the film markets. So for example, AFM, Cannes, Berlin, they all have what are called bumper issues, which are basically special issues that the trades put out. Mostly, I think it's the Hollywood Reporter, actually that's why I have the picture here, that puts out the list of revenue projections. Now, here's my disclaimer on that. I do find the revenue projections that the Hollywood Reporter puts out to be inflated. I would say whatever you see in there, cut it by 30 to 50% conservatively, and then you're on target. So that's my disclaimer for that, but I think it's a really good starting point so you can see all the different territories and what the low and high end projections are for some of the bigger films. And then if you have a smaller film, like I said, cut it 30 to 50%, and you'll be in a good place for what you can expect. If you are not able to attend the film markets to pick up these bumper issues, you can normally buy it in the bookstore at the newsstand, or you can call the trades themselves. I know you can call Hollywood Reporter and order a back issue or order an issue to be mailed to you. Or nowadays, a lot of this stuff is online. You could probably get the edition online. So just something to think about. The number 2 tip I have for you for finding reliable sales estimates for your film are going to the film markets themselves and doing research. So here's what I mean. In addition to that bumper issue I just told you about that has the actual sales projection charts in there, while you're at a film market, you can pick up the dailies, the Daily Screen International, the Daily Variety, the Daily Hollywood Reporter, and in there you'll be able to read about all the deals or a lot of the deals that are being done, and quite often they talk about the prices that things are being sold for into different territories. So what I suggest is that every day at a film market you pick up these daily trades, and even if you're not at the film market, get to the newsstand if you can and buy these daily issues. If they don't sell it, see if you can order it, view it online or order it over the phone, because it's it's like a gold mine of information that you can get from these market dailies. You can actually start putting together a spreadsheet yourself of the different films and what they sold for in different territories, and through that again, it's a good starting point, because through that you can at least get an idea of what films are selling for in a high and low end basis in different territories throughout the world. It may not be the comprehensive chart that you're looking for, but I think it's really good information, and it's straight from the market floor. The number 3 tip I have for you is to start making relationships with sales agents. And this is kind of an extension of the last tip, doing research at film markets, because while you're at film markets, one of the things that you should be doing is networking and starting to make relationships with sales agents. And the reason why is so that in the future you will be able to call on them and ask them what films are fetching in different territories depending on certain casts and certain genres. Sales agents, they are the ones that have this information. They are on the front lines selling market after market after market. So more than anybody, they are the ones with this coveted information. Now the problem is you can't just cold call them up and say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. Can you tell me what indies are selling for in Australia right now?" They'll hang up the phone on you. But if you've taken the time to nurture a relationship, if you've met them in person before, 9 times out of 10, they will be more than happy to help you when you have questions in the future. So once again, go to the film markets and start making relationships with sales agents so you can later call on them and get the inside scoop on what these sales estimates are. And the 4th tip I have for you is kind of basic, but believe it or not, people forget about this, but ask around, okay? There's so many resources now on the web, ways to connect with other producers where you can actually, find out what their films have been selling for. Look for films that are similar to yours and similar budget ranges, similar level cast, and find out what their results have been in the market. Okay. As you know, I have a site, filmspecific.com. We have message boards. People are constantly on the message boards asking one another, what acquisition price did you get here? What did you get there? So there's a whole community of people on there sharing this type of information. Since I used to be a sales agent myself, I actually have sales projection charts per territory on my website. That's a free benefit for members of the website. But even if you're not a member of Film Specific or any of these other organizations, you still have the capacity to network and meet other producers and ask around and find out what their experience has been. So don't disregard that. It sounds really obvious, but believe me, a lot of people forget that they can find this information if they simply ask other producers. So those are my 4 tips on where you can look to go find these coveted revenue projections for your business plan. Of course, a lot of people end up hiring sales agents and consultants and things like that to do that for you, and that's an option as well. I didn't want to include that. That's a very expensive option that could cost, a couple $1,000s sometimes to get that type of work done, but that is also an option. I'm also going to be hosting a virtual intensive boot camp next month. It's called Business Plan 2.0 Building Basics, and it's a 6-part virtual intensive. I'm going to be working with 20 people on how to build their business plan the right way. And I'm dedicating an entire session 5 actually, to revenue projections. And not only am I going to be talking about what these realistic sales projections are, we're going to look at the charts that I provide on the Film Specific site and talk about each territory and how to read these charts. But I'm also going to be talking about how to communicate these revenue projections to your investors, so you're not just slapping any old chart in the business plan and expecting them to understand what it is. And we're also going to be incorporating projections not only from traditional sources, but from some of the new non-traditional distribution sources as well, some of the non-traditional and new revenue streams, the 2.0 streams. So it's going to be a really exciting session and a really exciting virtual intensive. I only have 20 spots available, and I think almost half are already gone. But if you're interested, just click the link below to get more info. You can register there, and we actually have early bird registration available for a few more days. So you can find all that information there. And other than that, if you have any questions at all about this video, any follow-up questions on revenue projections, on business plans, on how the two come together, please post your comments and questions below right here in the blog, and I will be happy to get back to you right away. So that's it for today. Thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye-bye.